Why is my throat so dry? I literally ate breakfast and whatever, I have no idea. But anyway, how are you guys doing so far today? It is humid AF. It is like 26.1 degrees Celsius in this room, and it's climbing very gradually, so I'm going to presume this room is going to be turning into a freaking oven. Yay! And to those who are wondering why the frick is my room getting hot, it's currently summer here in Auckland. To those who are living in the northern hemisphere, having a bit of a weird aneurysm, wondering why the heck is it, like, warm AF here in Auckland, I guess, because here in New Zealand we're in the southern hemisphere, and it's currently summer right now compared to winter to wherever you guys are in the world, unless you live in Australia or New Zealand. Then you all relate to the same problems that I have, and we're all gonna suffer. But anyway, hope you all are doing pretty nice. We're gonna do some more hardcore stuff, as always. I think we're still working on some road things, or yeah, I think we're still working on the roads for a little bit, and then hopefully we can start doing some more work. But anyway, Fireloner, Orziton, also thank you for the Prime Gaming sub, mate. VODs, Calebberg, Nadari, Rodeo, a train fan of James. Yep, that's how to pronounce that name. Hope you all are doing pretty nice. But anyway, it is, yeah, pretty warm, so I'm going to do some more hardcore stuff while listening to maybe some chill beats. I don't even know which music do I want to listen to in terms of, like, chill, I guess. But I guess, like, ambiance music will be nice. And 80% of this is going to be Sonic Frontier soundtracks, but who cares? Alright, anyway, let's get some work done, shall we? God, so freaking bloody dry AF. I live close to Auckland, and it's cold AF and rainy. Well, it's a complete opposite for me, so, I mean, actually, it is somewhat rainy-ish. I mean, it's cloudy, so we would be expecting some rain later on. I also accidentally enabled shaders. Should I leave shaders on for, like, the rest of the stream? I mean, then again, I don't want to cook myself alive in this room, but you know what, frick it, I guess. It looks pretty, but also I don't want to die, but you know what, I don't care. I might die today, like, IRL, not in this game, by the way, because of how hot this stupid room is. But oh well, we'll just deal with it, I guess. Anyway, doing good, except I made a mess in my English final. Could have scored 100, but I probably scored 88 at most. I mean, as long as you tried your best, then you should be pretty much alright, I guess. But as long as you managed to do your best. If you didn't do your best, then I guess you do have some things to worry, but I don't know. I mean, English test has like a lot of like, what's the word, things that, oh my gosh, shut up, Bitwarden, I really don't care. I forgot what the word is. I would say levy or something like that, between like different answers for like sort of things, or how much analysis you do. I don't really know. I forgot how to describe it though. Anyway, let's just keep going around through here. My brakes broke and I had to go walking. I presume you're trying to like use like so wait, so you were, like, I presume riding the bike. Who the frick is giving me notifications? Shut the frick up. Creative Cloud, shut the frick up. Anyway. So I'm presuming you managed to skip English class because your bike brakes broke and you had to go walking. I'm surprised you haven't been reprimanded for being late, I guess, but that's interesting. Big yikes, though. Anyway, I have negative 6 degrees Celsius. Mind swapping, says Nadari. I mean, sure, if I can somehow move the climate across to the southern hemisphere, which is not really possible, unfortunately. I would love to have like a lot of cold weather though, but unfortunately we live in an area or part of like a season where it's no longer cold, so oh well. I mean, then again, the summer, like not summer, the winter months for like here in New Zealand were actually surprisingly more warm than I usually would expect, which is pretty horrifying. Because if it is much more warmer than usual, okay, I can't see where the glass is, so I need to turn off the shaders a little bit. But yeah, I was actually kind of concerned a little bit with like how warm like the winter months here in New Zealand were, because it doesn't feel like as blistering cold, not really blistering cold, but just cold as what I would imagine in like previous months. It just feels just something more warmer, which is pretty pretty concerning, I guess. Which probably means that even in the winter months, it's probably not going to be as good as, like, any other season, I guess, which is not great. Yes, I ride a bike and my brother just scared the heck out of me. Amazing. If you push the earth in one direction, and me too, then we can just move the earth upside down. Not a difficult task, to be honest. Yeah, definitely not a difficult task to move the earth upside down. I mean, I guess if, like, the magnetic fields, like, are able to, like, reverse or go opposite directions, maybe, but I have no idea. Anyway, I agree my brother driving scares me too, yikes. It's snowing bad where I am right now. It's close to 15 degrees Fahrenheit where I am right now, which is pretty interesting. Still pretty, yeah, depending on how bad the snow or how much of like the layers of snow is going to be, then it's going to be pretty concerning. Anyway, 𝗦PC Pro, how you doing by the way, 𝗦PC Pro, with a party 8 of 28. Why can I not read words anymore? Hope your day's been doing pretty nice so far, 𝗦PC Pro. Hope your stream's been doing pretty well. Also, yeah, I can't freaking read anymore. 𝗦PC Pro. Oh my god, I can't speak properly. Ah! Hope your day's been doing pretty nice though. Hopefully the shout command is gonna work. Yeah, shout command. Follow 𝗦PC Pro right now. Anyway, how you doing by the way, Danny? Small streamer raid. I mean, 28 viewers, I wouldn't say that's a small streamer raid, not gonna lie. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice though, Danny. And also 𝗦PC. Doing some hardcore stuff myself, and nice. Hopefully that's been going pretty well as well. Pretty pog. But yeah, hopefully your hardcore world's also been doing pretty nice. I've never seen or touched snow since 𝗦C𝗰𝗶. Well, depending on where you live, you might still be able to have the chance of seeing snow, or touching snow, I guess. I mean, I think the chances here in New Zealand are getting a little bit, like, less and less common, unless you live in, like, the South Island, I believe. But in the North Island, there is actually getting less and less snow, like, being received in some places, which is pretty yikes. Oh, well. Anyway, I should take a break now. Enjoy hardcore, don't die, no worries, mate. You need to raid and run, that's no worries. You get some good rest, mate, you deserve it. But yeah, hopefully I can see you next time, mate. Due to the little infrastructure, the roads flooded and nearby residents has its walls got wrecked. Big fat yikes. I mean, that happened... God, a voice crack. That happened to, like, I think some, like, western suburbs in Auckland, I believe, where some of the infrastructure was not really, like, able to handle a lot of the, I think winter rain as well. And as a result, a lot of, like, houses were pretty much damaged from, like, flooding and all that stuff, which is pretty yikes. So yeah, I can understand that sort of predicament pretty well. Right now, since it's so cold in Europe, we can't touch grass, so we have to make do with touching snow. Amazing. So I guess that's the closest you can do to, like, touching the outside world, maybe. Oh well, I mean, ice is actually pretty nice, though, as long as you don't, like, get your tongue stuck. Anyway, 𝗦PC Pro, and also secondary formation? Or Andre formation? I don't know if that's the right way of pronouncing your name, sorry. But hope your day's been doing pretty nice. Welcome to the Fox Armies, Fox Army guys. I can't speak anymore. Alright, where's my shulker boxes? I need to dump some extra amounts of this over here. My throat is beginning to dry the frick out. Feels so dry, even though I, like, drank, like, a lot of liquids. What the frick is wrong with my throat today? Our grass is frozen, so it really isn't snow. Alright, you're just gonna touch ice. That's probably, like, the closest you can get to snow, I guess. It is cold, snowing, and raining, and it does that at the same time where I am. That's lovely. Anyway, Andre Formation, if that's how to pronounce your name, you can do !project in the chat if you want to know more about what we're working on, or you can take a look at the chat right now, where Defective_Box is able to answer automatically all the most common questions, I guess, about, like, what we're working on, I guess. Alright. Should we... Okay, so I definitely will want to build, like, some sort of bridge from, like, over here to over there at some point. But then again, I don't know if that's going to really work well or not. Then again, I probably wouldn't really need to build, like, a bridge, maybe, because we have, like, this sort of connecting bit of terrain, I guess, that we can use. But I really don't know how this is going to be really structured. God, the city is such a weird mess of, like, terraces and, like, cliff faces to deal with. So that's always lovely. Anyway, more road building, I guess. Still need to deal with some more roads and infrastructure for this city, and hopefully we're not going to lose our minds while doing all of that. Alright, so let's see how this would go. We might need to just do some simple right-angle turns, I guess. Any more curved turns will make things a little bit more, what's the word? It's probably just going to look very, very whack in some places. Roads are so bad, there's crashes almost every single day. Big fat yikes. I mean, a glass city, it would be a shame if opera singer came to visit. I mean, you have to be a very, very high pitch and very loud, like, opera singer to break a lot of glass. Which I highly doubt most people in the world are actually able to be capable of doing. Have you done with the road? What's the next part of the city you're gonna work on? I mean, the floor plan, so we've been doing that for quite some time, so that's pretty much like the routine that we need to work on. I honestly don't understand how people are able to do projects this big, so props to you. Me neither. I would say it's really just down to me having a routine and like some sort of like motivation to keep going. But then again, there is a little bit of soft cost fallacy stuck in me, where if I just give up on this project, I would just feel like extremely bad. So I might as well complete the project since I already worked like years of like work into this, I guess. So that's I guess those two things has helped to drive me to completing this project in some ways. Just guilt tripping me into like finishing this, and a lot of routines and like my brain cells being stupid. Is this playlist shuffled? It is shuffled. Why the frick is Spotify like making it act like the playlist is not shuffled, please? Well, actually, it is actually shuffled. I actually listened to like a Chaos Island like track earlier, so why is my brain being stupid today? Alright. We'll just end that over there for now. I guess we have like a bit of a curved road over here just to make things a little bit more nicer, maybe. So we got some spaces here for some buildings. We might want to build like a road of some kind that goes all the way over here. Maybe just a straight road would do, and then we'll have a little bit of an extra curve over there, just to have like a little bit of a mix of like a Y sort of intersection. I'm so bad at like describing like road types and like city related architecture related features or something like that. So if there's like an architect or someone cringing in the background who does city planning, honestly that's deserved. That's deserved if I like completely mess up like a lot of terminologies, I guess. I really should study as an architect or some sort of city planning thing, so at least I can actually like say what is the right words for each part of the city, or what the right terms are for like working on parts of the city. Alright. Or maybe I just should shut up. I should probably just stop mentioning crap about like what the city is, because I feel like I'm just gonna like mislabel everything. Either way. Okay, we can probably put like another Y intersection over here. That's gonna like allow us to reach over to these parts of the cliff faces here, and build some buildings around the edges. And then this road would probably just go around? Would it be wise to have this road just go around? I mean, whatever, it's my city, I can just do whatever the frick I want, I guess. But at the same time, it just feels kind of off if I had, like have like a road just go around like a circle. They really need a faster way to break glass, I agree. Like, I'll be upset if like Mojang and like the last minute for 1.20 added like a way of like breaking glass much more faster. But at the same time, it will be greatly appreciated though. I mean, there are other projects that require like a crap ton of glass anyway in the future, so I don't really mind like a tool that can allow me to do things quickly. And no, we're not using TNT because you don't get glass back from like blowing up TNT. And it's just completely unnecessary anyway. It'll destroy the terrain, which I really don't want to fill in again. So that's just going to cause more problems than it would solve. Alright, keep going around the edges here. God, how fitting, like, excuse me, keep forgetting how fitting, like, the Ares, like, island soundtracks are able to fit with, like, the Nether soundtrack in some ways, or the Nether, not really the Nether soundtrack. Okay, so we're probably gonna have, like, a straight-ish road going across through here, because we can occupy this space for a building, but I want to, like, maximize the amount of space we have around through here, I guess. So yeah, we're probably gonna have, like, a straight sort of road over here. Just have it, like, slightly overhang across the edge of this cliff face here, just as if like something broke apart around through here. Maybe that looked pretty cool. But anyway, we're just gonna focus on the chill vibe, so if you guys would like to lurk or just do whatever you want in the background, that's all fine. I mean, then again, you guys can also chat in the foreground in the chat box, and I'll try and like interact with you as much as possible. But my recent track record, or like recent history with people like chatting with me, hasn't been great because people have been slightly whack in some ways. But it's all up to you if you want to like just chill out, I guess. Everyone meets their own, I guess, or to each their own. I can't freaking speak anymore. Okay, we're gonna move this back a little bit so we have a little bit of extra space over here. I don't even know if this is gonna be enough space for us to work with, because this is gonna be very, very tight. Tight for some buildings, I guess. Also, this cliff face is not really friendly for buildings either. This is a very wackily shaped, sort of like cliff face. And the temperature is slowly rising in this stupid room. I love summer so much. I mean, I love summer. I really wish I can just, like, escape from summer sometimes. Yeah, ideally you don't want to just act like a very weird, like, chatter, fire loner. So just keep things safe and keep things chill. Break all the glass around through the edges. This is gonna be a weird turn, because it looks kinda whack. I'm gonna presume this is the 4th movement of Kronos Island, because this definitely is like not the second movement, I believe, or maybe it's a 3rd. Oh, it is a 3rd movement. Oh my god, I'm so bad at listening to all the ambiance tracks. Hopefully the fan is not too loud, but it is very noticeable on my end because I'm listening through or just monitoring my voice through my mic and all that stuff, so I don't know if this fan is going to be really a huge nuisance or not, especially for like working on like VOD audio and all that stuff. Okay, maybe I can adjust this a little bit further over here. Whoops. It's such a very weird curve, not gonna lie. I don't even know if this is gonna work or not. I probably should like have this sort of like arch a little bit more, but then again, I don't know how that's gonna work if I can arch it, because this turn has to be a little bit. I don't actually know if like a sort of like cul-de-sac. Well, it's not really a cul-de-sac, but some sort of like arch turn that allows us to like have better access for these areas will be a good idea, because the curves of the road would be terrible for making entrances. But I don't like this straight right angle corner either. It looks kind of whack. I guess we'll just have to like improvise or think of like some better creative solutions for better entrances like that, because I am completely out of ideas. For now, that is, unless we're starting to work on the actual building soon. Holy mother of god, this room is getting bloody blissfully warm. I hate freaking summer heat. How do we make this a little bit more thicker? Because this doesn't seem right. Does that even look good? Does this even make any sense? I don't even know if this actually makes sense for a road. Part of me doesn't feel like it's right. Maybe I should just like fill in this area a little bit and that can even things off. I mean, that looks extremely and utterly whack. And that's all I can really say about that. So maybe I can just make this into a T-junction. The reason why I'm like focusing on 2-block wide roads is that these are terraces or like terrace areas. So it doesn't really work well with like having main roads all over the time that are 3 blocks wide. Mainly because we need to conserve space, and it just better indicates that what is like a proper road or a main road in the city and what's like a secondary road or something like that. I don't know how to really describe things like that. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of aiming for when it comes to like making these sort of roads here. I don't want to make them all like the same width everywhere, or else it just not fit very well for certain parts of the city. Alright, that looks a little bit more better. Now we just have to figure out how do we get from like this point, or like this terrace over here and over here. There is a staircase that we built, so we have a bit of a staircase over here that we can work with. It is 3 blocks wide, because we can't really make this into a 2-block wide sort of like staircase or something like that. But we could just focus on like 2-block wide roads around through here, so we'll see how that would work. Okay, let's see. We need to quickly expand this a little bit. Alright. We need to make a turn over in this direction, and then probably just have it end off somewhere around through here. So that's what we need to quickly do. Should be plenty of space for us to work with in terms of buildings around through here. And hopefully it will not look completely and utterly whacked by the end of it. Alright, there we go. Keep swapping the freaking bloody, like, white glass of my fireworks rockets. What the frick is wrong with me? Alright, fill that in. Yeah, I'm gonna keep, like, the, sort of skinny diagonal, like, turns like that, because that might fit pretty well for these, terraces here. These are very tight spaces to work with in terms of making buildings, so we have to be very, conservative on where we put our roads, I guess. We don't want to overboard it too much. Alright. Turn over here. Yeah, the chat is dead again. As always, I'm not too surprised about that. It is pretty interesting to see like an influx of people joining in during the intro, like the intro screen though, which is pretty interesting. Because usually also the intro chat is usually dead, so seeing it like suddenly be alive was a bit of a surprise for me. Alright. One last turn, so go around through here. Perfect. Now I just head a little bit straight. Do I want to make a bit of a curve or like an edge sort of like road or something like that? I don't know if that would fit very well, so I'm just going to keep the roads directly on top of the terraces a little bit. Amazing fire loner. As long as you're able to get enough sleep as well, by the way, fire loner. Chill vibes time, I guess. God, there really isn't that much I can really talk about, honestly, when it comes to these types of streams. Just focusing on the chill vibes. That mini MC, MC, what the frick is wrong with my brain? Mini PC led me here. You seem pretty chill, and I've been looking for Minecraft content lately. Big Pog. I mean, that's good to hear. Glad to hear that I'm able to satisfy a little bit of your extra Minecraft, sort of like, consumption tastes, or whatever. What's the right word? I have no idea. But yeah, I hope your day's been doing okay. Your streams only last 11:30 for me most of the time, so I do get enough sleep for sure. I mean, that's pretty good then. At least you can use this as a little bit of like a bit of your nighttime routine for the rest of like early 2020, or not early 2022, like the rest of like 2022 and the beginning of 2023. It would change eventually somewhere in February though. The time zones would change a little bit to like the morning times for you, because I have to deal with university after a while. But overall, trying to maintain like this sort of like schedule for a few extra months or a few extra weeks, so we can see if we can make a bit of a gradual sort of approach here. Hey, and by the way, Misty, hope your day's been doing pretty nice. All right, so let me just bonk this idiot here. Good enough. All right, anyway, continuing on. And there's so many freaking bloody not hoglins, so many piglins all over the place. How many hours forward are we talking about? Basically, it'll be morning schedule. It'll be like a morning schedule for you, while it'll be like a nighttime schedule for me. So it might not be too bad, but depending on like how school's arranged, it might be pretty bad. But then again, during the summer like break for you guys in the Northern Hemisphere, at least you're able to still watch me. But then again, North Americans are not going to be able to watch me whatsoever, because it'll be in the middle of the night. But then again, they don't really arrive watching the streams either during like the right time of day, I guess, so it's like whatever. Oh well. Anyway, so just a little bit of a heads up about that for like next year, because this is not really a permanent sort of like time schedule that I usually stream on. Usually I stream at a much more later time, because it's the only time I'm available after like school and all that stuff, where I'm able to like stream and whatnot. Maybe like once I'm done with university, maybe I can focus on just doing nothing but like morning streams. I mean, it's probably better for me anyway, because the evening streams, I do usually get much more tired during the evening. It makes me question really if I'm like a night owl or like a morning like owl. An early bird or a night owl for me, because like I feel like I'm always like a night owl, but whenever I like go to like 9 p.m. or whatever like that, I feel extremely sleepy, which I don't understand. So am I a night owl or am I really an early bird? Because maybe I am an early bird. I always wake up around 6 anyway. My brain is often just weird, maybe, in general. Anyway, I have from 8:30 to 1:45 or 4:15 to school days, which is pretty much fair, I guess. Alright, anyway, let's just keep going around through here, make sure that all the areas have been filled in. Don't think I'm missing too much, hopefully. Ah, frick, I should have not done that. I really need to be careful when it comes to like breaking blocks so that I don't accidentally break some of the glass with my fist. That's always lovely. Will that work? I mean, skinny or diagonals might be more appropriate for these areas here. Alright, there we go. Then we might make a little bit of a turn to the right. Once we're done with all the roads here, we can start working on like all the building layouts. I mean, I've already mentioned this before, but just in case for those who are new to the streams who have no idea how any of the processes here work, we might need to make like a Y sort of like intersection here, because we have like 2 areas that we need to fill in slightly. Alright, make a bit of a cross area over here, so that way we can have access to this part of the cliff face, maybe. I keep forgetting that we have like some mini terraces over there, so we'll definitely need to like prepare like some sort of staircase system for that. Maybe we can put like a staircase over here, actually. That'll be quite appropriate, I think. Alright. So that's one area done. Weirdly, the Ares Island like ambience tracks really fit in with the Nether for some reason. Maybe because it really like evokes like a desert feel to this place. No idea why. Wonder what this piglin's doing. Oh, he's now pissed. Thank you. Also, I don't even know how he managed to even carry like those gold blocks in the first place, because he's holding a crossbow. Like, I guess he'll just put him in his pocket, and whenever he dies, he'll just his pocket drops will just drop, I guess. I have no idea. Piglins work in such mysterious ways, I guess. Alright. Make a little bit of a turn over here. This is pretty much like the end of the entire like cliff face here, so we'll just keep having this just head in the same direction a little bit. Alright. Is there a way we can actually go down from here? I don't know if that's going to be a wise or not, but we probably would just end like a road somewhere around through here, maybe. I mean, piglins really do like their gold, I would say, Fire Loner. Alright, open this area a little bit. Okay. We could probably build like a road going through here, so that way they don't, like, villagers don't have to like walk around the entire road through here. So a little bit of a Y intersection around here would do pretty nicely. There we go. God damn it, my throat is so dry. Why the frick is my throat so dry? Is it because of how humid this stupid room is? Or actually, isn't it really humid? I would say it's like a dry sort of room, maybe. Probably all the moisture is stuck in the bloody air because of, like, how warm it is. Thank you, friggin' summer. Alright, let's quickly add some roads around through here. Honestly, don't even know how long the stream is going to last. It might end a little bit early just to avoid, like, me dying from, like, how hot this stupid room is going to be, but who knows, it might be a little bit different, maybe. Some more Nos Island tracks. There we go. Fill all of these areas in. Okay, that is what I would call a very weirdly shaped Y intersection, I guess. Maybe it will be wise if it just turned this into like a straight road instead, because this doesn't feel right. Then again, I could also try and like adjust this a little bit more, so that way it seems like it's curving from like the diagonal over here instead. Let me see if that would help a little bit. I have no idea if this looks better or not. I mean, it makes a little bit more sense, but then again, I don't know what I'm gonna occupy around this space here. We'll see. We'll see if we can improve it maybe later on. Alright. Some adjustments here. Oh my god, it's so warm. I don't know why, but this part of the sound, like this track, really reminds me of like some sort of Avatar vibes for whatever reason. I mean, I recently heard like some like snippets of like the upcoming like Way of the Water Avatar movie that, of course, took like years to like make. And the soundtrack often has like a lot of vocal samples similar to this. Alright, I'm gonna fix up this road a little bit so we have a little bit more of like a focus on the right curve there. I freaking hate how warm this bloody room is. Maybe we can fit this a little bit more over here. That could work a little bit. Alright, how's that gonna look? I mean, that looks slightly better, I think. Let's add a bit of a staircase over here so we can indicate this is where, like, pathway somewhat continues, maybe. There we go. And the spacings for, like, the, yeah, some of the spacings for, like, all the buildings here look to be pretty alright. No idea what's gonna fit, or what building's gonna fit around through here. It could be just some sort of watchtower or lighthouse that I wanted to, work on before, so that's just an idea that I can experiment later on. Alright, got this terraces here that I have no idea if I'm able to fit like a building or not on top of, so we might need to put like some overhanging roads around through here and see how that will look. Fire Loner is fine for me anyway. It's easier for me to like recognize or say out loud whenever there's like other people named Fire as well in the chat, so Fire Loner is fine. Yeah, this really gives me weirdly Avatar vibes. Alright. then we'll just have to add like some roads over here, or pathways around through here. It would make sense if there was a little bit around the edges of this cliff face. Yeah, it looks pretty alright, I think. Some of the diagonals seem a little bit jank, but for now it looks pretty alright. At least that's a general shape that I want for the pathways. There would definitely need to be like some rail guards or something like that eventually that need to be added, just to avoid people just falling off. I haven't seen the first Avatar movie in a while. I actually haven't really fully watched the first Avatar movie yet, so I really should probably watch that if the sequel is really going to be promoted very heavily in like theaters or probably like in streaming services pretty soon. So I definitely would need to keep an eye on that. Apparently it was like, apparently the Avatar is apparently, like the first Avatar movie was so psychologically like, what's the word? It's not traumatizing, but there was like some sort of weird like psychological condition that people were complaining about when they watched the Avatar or the first Avatar movie for the first time. Where they wished that like, or they just suddenly got depressed knowing that like the movies like sort of like world building and all that stuff is greatly superior to that what the Earth has to offer, which is pretty horrifying, I think. But then again, I don't know if that's still like a valid psychological thing to deal with. All right, if you want, you could just call me Second or something. I don't know. I mean, sure, if you want that Second. I think it would probably be easier for me because I don't know if that's the right way of pronouncing the rest of your name, I guess. But yeah, I'll just call you Second. I think that'll be easier. I need to get some more glass. Why am I going back to my forward operating base area? I don't know. Alright. Let's go and dump. I don't have any more inventory space. Lovely. Okay. I'm gonna quickly dump all the rest of the red glass over here then. Okay. You can die and run away. Thank you very much, baby piglin. Or hoglin. I always keep freaking swapping those, like, two mobs together, and I hate myself for doing that. But then again, they almost look the same anyway, so probably is easy to mistake in those two different types of mobs. I mean, piglins are the ones that like walk, while hoglins are basically like hogs. They don't walk. Unless they do, then that's horrifying. Why the frick is wrong with my blade? Okay, there we go. Hotkeys, please. Keyboard, please. My hands, please. Okay. Let's fix up this last bit of like this pathway here, and then we should be all good. Probably just end it off over there for now. I mean, then again, we could probably fit like a staircase down over here. I mean, I don't know what's going to occupy around these edges over here, though, so we might just have like a road that just surrounds the edges, maybe. That might be ideal. At first, I was wondering if you meant the Airbender Avatar or Blue People Avatar. The Blue People Avatar, like James Cameron Avatar, not the terrible like movie version or the animated version. Otherwise, I would say like Avatar: The First Airbender or whatever like that, because that would make a lot more sense. Like people would easily get confused between the two. I feel like thanks to like how things have been arranged. But yeah, I'm in a Blue People Avatar. Because the sequel's coming out pretty soon, I believe, or it's already. I think it's already out. I think, but then again, I haven't really been up to date when it comes to like a lot of like different like movies coming out recently. So who knows? Let me just fix this area a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit of extra terraforming, but I do need some extra red glass, so that's why I need to like terraform some stuff there. Bruh. You have to occupy the one space that I need to fill in. Thank you very much. Okay. Bit of a staircase around through there. That's all good. That seems a little bit weirdly off. Let's fix that, hopefully. There we go. Do not drop into the lava, please. Thank you. Alright, there we go. So we can start up like another like sort of pathway around the edges of this cliff face over here. Would there be a staircase down over here? I don't even know if that's going to be something that we could fit. or would be appropriate maybe, but then again, we do need like another way of accessing from like the bottom terrace over here to this terrace. So maybe there would be a staircase around the edge over here. This area doesn't really make any sense anyway, so we can kind of destroy this. There we go. How in the bloody hell did I want this to work? Oh god, the staircase looks already scuffed AF. Okay. Yeah, it'll be like this, and then we'll just have to reach around the edge like so. We'll definitely have to work on like some sort of like edge road of some kind, I think, because that would work probably best for this area. Or like edge cliff face road or pathway. Oh frick. Keep misplacing the blocks like that. I mean, to be fair, like, Form of the Glaciers has been, like, popularized quite a lot thanks to Phil's as, like, hardcore time-lapse. And also, like, the track itself is, like, well over 5 years old anyway, so it's a pretty old track. Yeah, it's still, actually more than 5 years old. I think it was made in, yeah, I think it was, like, published or, like, released in 2015. So this is pretty much, like, nostalgia vibes or nostalgia, like, sound in a nutshell, I guess. But then again, it doesn't really feel too old, I think. It feels still like as fresh as like, I don't know, like other tracks I've listened to. What in the bloody hell was I planning to do for this area over here? We have like this weird like bottom area that I just refused to delete, so yeah, I don't really have much of a purpose, so I guess we can just delete this for now. I don't even know what I was like leaving this for in the first place. I think there was like a lot of mobs here, so I forgot to like fill this area in. Oh well, we can get rid of it, because I don't really have much of a plan for this area. Nor for, like, these weird, overhangs. What the frick was I planning to do over here? Did I become lazy and just gave up at, like, removing these bits? Very weird. And apparently, like, a gas came in and destroyed parts of this area. So that was lovely. I can't even accept that it's nearly 2023. It feels like I lived 2 months in the years. I mean, yeah, time goes by pretty fast. Especially once you get older, time goes by way too quickly than usual. I think, like, thanks to school, for most of your childhood, it feels like the years go by very slowly. But after a while, once you're able to, like, get older and get, like, time to, like, go by very fast, yeah, then the year goes by very fast, I would say. And yeah, it's pretty remarkable that it's almost 2023, which is pretty scary, not gonna lie. But anyway, it's kind of interesting to hear, not hear, but I like to know like the years will keep going by. At least we can still value a little bit of what our history was going to be maybe once we do something about what we have for today. I do really want to know what is the sort of like overall theme of like the sort of like Chaos Islands like tracks, because it definitely has a little bit of like a fantasy based feel, I guess, thanks to the harpsichord. Maybe that's what they are going for. Also, a little bit of a reminder also, since we have like the ad scheduler like running in the background. Jesus bloody Christ. Sorry if this jump scares.
Sorry if this jump scares.
Frick you.
Hope your 2022 has been great. Happy holidays, FoxNZ.
Thank you for the 13 months of Maya. Maya, thank you very much for the 13 months for that. Yeah, you're not sorry for the jump scare. Because you knew you predicted that. But anyway, hope you guys have been doing pretty nice though, Maya. Hope you're doing pretty well, and thank you for the 13 months. Big pog. Gotta love my freaking sound alerts for our like subscriptions. I don't regret changing it, like, or don't regret having them as like a jump scare anyway. Adds a little bit of extra content, I guess. But anyway, hope your day's been doing pretty nice though, Maya. But yeah, 13 months of Pog, big Pog, mate. I need to quickly dump all the... I mean, I could keep some of, like, the terrain here. I don't really need to, like, dump all the netherrack yet. Anyways, been good, mate. That's pretty Pog. So far, 2022 has been... I would say it's actually been above average. Compared to 2021, it's not perfect, but, like, also it's not been absolutely terrible. There was, like, a lot of fun stuff that happened in 2022, so I had a pretty good year so far, I guess. Or relatively good year. I wouldn't say that everything was... like fine and dandy and all that stuff, but it was not as bad as like 2020, I guess, or other years. Anyway, what other messages have I missed? I don't think I missed too many more messages. So anyway, we'll just focus on this stuff. Maybe we'll take care of the world. Maybe COVID wouldn't have happened and time would feel normal. I don't know if like COVID would have like, or stopping COVID would have like changed anything really. Like, there's still, like, a lot of other issues that's still happening, so I would just say, like, it's just, like, one out of, like, many issues still. Hello, yay for border openings. I mean, I traveled to Australia this year, all by myself for, like, PAX Australia, so that was, like, one of the major bucket list sort of things that I've never thought I would ever do until, like, recently. So that was pretty fun. I mean, I was exhausted and my legs were basically dead, but overall I had, like, a lot of fun in, like, PAX Australia, and I want to go back next year, hopefully. Also, incoming ad break. I was about to mention that until Maya, like, interrupted me, but incoming ad break, because we need to pay bills and also make sure pre-roll ads are disabled. Yeah, the 194, like, people watching are mainly, like, lurkers from the front page. So, like, that's the reason why you're seeing, like, a lot of viewers, but not a lot of chatters, which is kind of whack. And it really shows that, like, even with, like, front page promotion, it doesn't really, guarantee that you have like a lot more people joining your streams all the time. Anyway, I love how Fireloner is saying shut at ads, please. Oh well. If only there was a way you can get like a free subscription to this channel so that way you don't have to see ads on this channel anymore. I mean, there's also Twitch Turbo as well, which allows you to disable ads all over the place, but Twitch really needs to promote that. But then again, I don't think Twitch Turbo has yet to have like the same sort of like ad revenue benefits similar to like YouTube Premium, so that's probably like a reason why they're not really promoting it too much. So it probably wouldn't be really worth it for like people to like use Twitch Turbo yet, but if you want to disable ads everywhere, that's still an option. I'm not buying anything, I'm broke already, I don't have to be in debt. Who says you need to be in debt? You can still work and like have some part-time work and all that stuff. Which honestly, at your age, or basically where you are at school, you probably should start getting some part-time work, because you also need to pay for, like, university or other stuff later in the future. So that's also a pretty good habit to, like, maintain. I'm not going to spoil anything about what this track is about, but it's in Sonic Frontiers, I would say. Let's see. Why would I need to go to university? If you want a good, better career path that doesn't require you to do 100 hours, or not 100 hours, but more than like years worth of like manual labor and all that stuff. So if you ever wondered why you need to go to university, that's an option for you to like deal with in terms of like approaching the real world, or yeah, the adult world, I would say. I mean, if you're fine with like having to like work in like a lot of like manual labor jobs and have the risk of like almost getting like injured in some ways, then sure, you can go for that route still, and you might be able to be paid very well. But most people go to university in order to like get some much more like less labor intensive jobs, but still also able to pay them pretty well, and you know, other stuff as well that might benefit them. But that's up to you though. Whatever immigration has to do with construction or whatever like that. Anyway, let's see what other things I missed around through here. Okay. So far, everything looks to be pretty much in order around through here, I guess. I can assure you, though, that, like, a lot of people who are says that they're smart aren't really that smart in terms of, like, going to university. And I could actually reassure you sometimes, depending on what university you take, usually, like, a lower profile, like, not high-ranking university would do as well as, like, or do fine compared to, like, a very prestigious university. But, like, a lot of people also have that sort of, like, overconfidence saying that they know quite a lot, but the university courses that they offer are actually pretty how do I describe it? Like, all I can say though is that some university courses in some places in the world are pretty much like what you would get like late in high school, I would say. I mean, it depends on what classes you take in high school, but like they're really not as intensive as I would think, or what people would believe in terms of university, unless you're like going for like full-on PhD and all that stuff. But that's gonna happen in like later years anyway. But for like your first year or second year, it's not really very like very demanding, I guess. Like the things you you have to learn or stuff like that isn't really as demanding as you would think. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Just go to Bachelor of Arts, depending on what major you take, accumulate 40,000 of hex debt, and still work as a barista. That's why it's important for you to look for the course that is right for you. Because there's actually way better courses that are, like, better than the freaking Bachelor of Arts. Bachelor of Arts is basically for anyone who has no idea what the frick they're doing, I guess. But yeah, pretty much, yeah. If you want to, like, if you have to go through university, make sure you do, like, actual research on what you want to study. The last thing you want to do is get, like, a useless degree that you can't really get, like, a job position with. And, you know, by the way, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗟𝗀 Does somebody know where is the Chaos Emerald in what? I can think of a lot of ways where the damn Chaos Emerald is going to be, so, or like a lot of games where the last, like where would the last Chaos Emerald would be, so I can think of a lot of ways where you can find that. Alright, anyway. Let's see here, if I missed anything. I guess we have like this huge ass district over here that's just full of corners and turns. So I guess what we can try and do is build like a Y intersection over here, and have that connect over to this direction, maybe. Yeah, that's a Sonic thing, yeah. Though I have no idea what the heck 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶 is trying to like mention or relate to. Would that make sense? Having a road through here? Because then we'll have like one district over here, but I don't know how big this bloody area is going to be. Anyway, let's go for that first of all. Let's get like a bit of a road through here real quick. 𝗦cie says, what's your favorite song in terms of what? Because I don't usually have a favorite song. There's like a lot of good songs I like to listen to, but there really isn't much of a favorite because I just have like a lot of things to listen to all the time. But yeah, it's hard to actually pick favorites when it comes to like stuff I like listening to. Also, I don't know, depending on what the internship is, it probably would still be worth like getting like an apprenticeship over like something else instead of you're trying to like go for like some sort of a construction position. I think apprenticeships are pretty good as long as you get like the right people that you want to work with, or businesses you want to work with, I guess. That's way too steep, never mind. God, I hate building weird road layouts. Favorite genre, I always like listening to like a lot of like house EDM music. Rock is also something that I've been listening to, mainly progressive rock. So that's kind of what my music tastes are. Also chiptune as well is also pretty nice. So that's just a few bits of what my tastes are. So that's all I can really say, because so far like my tastes can vary quite a bit in terms of like different music. I have no idea what the frick this road is going to be shaped into, but we'll see. Nice, I love rock, nice. Let's see, let's fix this area over here. Yeah, let's go add a bit of a curve over there. Building roads is so freaking bloody weird. Anyway, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗟𝗀, how you doing by the way, Tobiah? If that's how to pronounce your name, says you chill, I like that. Big pog indeed. I mean, I like to maintain the chill vibes, so that's what I like to keep going for. So if you like to just relax and just chill here, then that's all fine by me. But yeah, hope your day's been doing pretty nice so far, 𝗬𝗧. Tobiah, I think that's how to pronounce your name. Apologies if I mispronounced your name quite a bit. Let's see. Fix all this area here. How you doing, by the way, 𝗦ście𝗰𝗶𝗹? Hope your day's been doing pretty nice. 3 months pog. Alright, let's go and fill in all the rest of the gaps over here. How's the temperature? Roughly around 27 degrees Celsius. Thank you, 𝗦ście𝗰𝗶𝗹. Thank you very much for dealing with that, Southern Hemisphere. Tobiah, welcome to the Fox Army. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice. Okay, I followed you. Have a good rest of your day, says Tobiah. Alright then, see you later then, I guess. Hope you have a pretty nice day so far. Okay, this bloody pathway is kinda jank, so we need to move this a little bit to the left so we have a little bit of extra space over there. Because this just doesn't feel right. Alright. God, I hate I am so bad when it comes to making, like, very weirdly shaped pathways. Sometimes I'm great at, like, structuring pathways, and sometimes I'm absolutely terrible. And this is one of the instances where I'm absolutely terrible at doing these sort of things. God, I love building pathways. Alright, how does this look? Does this look completely and utterly jank, or would this actually look pretty good? I mean, it looks pretty promising, I think. Yeah, it looks so messed up. God. This looks so freaking scuffed AF. I mean, it's somewhat of an improvement. Very jank in some ways, but again, somewhat of an improvement. I think that, yeah, that's roughly what I was, like, aiming for before, but there's so much diagonals now to the pathway. Whatever, I don't think there really is much I can really do to, like, fix that, unfortunately, so... I mean, that's pretty much the shape that I wanted to aim for anyway, so that's good enough. 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶𝗹, how you doing, by the way, 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶𝗹? Hope your day's been doing pretty nice so far, mate. Okay, so we need to split this area up into 2 as well. Split this area up a little bit, and then have, like, a bit of a road that goes around the edge, around through here, maybe. I am so bad when it comes to making, like, very weird or correct-looking, like, roads sometimes. As of right now, I'm not really leaning towards a normal creator that you would find in college. Or career. Why the frick did I say creator? All I've got going for me is that I like to talk about different topics. Which might be beneficial depending on what pathway you go for, I would say. Like, if there's a possibility that you can go for, like, a course in university that allows you to branch off or an experiment with different, like, subjects in the same sort of, like, faculty or degree that you're working on, then I would probably recommend going for that, because that allows you to, like, sort of experiment and then settle on something that you want to keep working on, I would say. But yeah, it really depends on what university you would attend, though, because some universities don't have those sorts of courses. I cannot speak properly. But yeah, that's a pretty good option if you want to, like, kind of have, like, a better idea what you want to study later on. But yeah, it varies a lot between universities, though, because some universities don't allow that sort of thing. Just eat some more of these things. How the bloody hell did I manage to hit F2? I don't even know, and I don't want to even yeah, I really don't want to know. Oh well, at least I take a screenshot of me working on this project. Alright, time for some more chill vibes. I mean, it might change, depending on what the scene is going to be for, like, content creation. I would recommend, like, still going for, like, either, like, another job or, like, study of some kind while doing content creation anyway. So at least you have, like, a stable, slightly more reliable pathway in case, like, content creation doesn't go very well. I cannot speak properly, Jesus. But that's just an option that I've also been going for. It might work, it might not work, but at least you have, like, 2 plans that you can go for a career. And that's better than nothing. Or better than 1 as well. Alright, let's see. Around here. I don't know if there's anything I've missed around through here, I think. Okay, how the frick do I deal with this stupid diagonal? I don't know if psychology would make you prideful. It is like interesting sort of like degree to go for, but then again, I don't know if like psychology degrees would be a very reliable sort of like pathway. But then again, that's all up to you if you want to like go for that. There might be some pretty interesting job offerings after after your studies, but we'll see. Apologies for all the deeper comments. I mean, these are not as deep as like other messages I've seen, so these are fine for me to try and like answer or like trying to like give my own insight about. Then again, I'm not really studying as I like a psychologist or something like that, so I can't really give my sort of insight on whether that's a good pathway or not. But who knows? You might. How you doing, by the way, Big Bang? Welcome back. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice as always. If not, then hopefully your day gets a little bit better. Okay, these areas here. This has to be one of the most scuffiest roads that I've ever built, but then again, it looks somewhat correct. I don't know what else to say about that. But anyway, I probably want to build like another sort of road system around through here, so that way we can kind of occupy this space, maybe? We'll see if that would look pretty okay or not. Chock-a-block, how you doing, by the way, Chock-a-block, mate? Hope your day's been doing alright as well. I have no idea if this is gonna look good or not, so I'm just gonna YOLO. Alright, anyway, let's have this land over on this side over here. Let's add one layer to the road first, so that way we can see if the layout is actually good or not. And then we'll just add the next layer to this road. Yeah, I mean, that's close. That's pretty close, I would say. Probably would just have, like, the thing expand a little bit over here. Well, I've just heard that some psychologists think they know what someone is thinking all the time, causing them to be more snobby and uptight sometimes. Oh no, those are complete fakes as far as I know. Because most psychologists would not really easily guess what someone is thinking or like doing all the time, I would say. It is like a very important field for you to like get a better understanding of, but it doesn't really give you all the answers. That's why people still study like the workings of the brain and behavior all the time. I think like psychology is pretty good for like further studying or working as someone who wants to do further studies and stuff like that. But it's not really something to really give like practical advice unless you're working to be like a therapist or a psychiatrist. But that's a different like field, I would say, to go through. This feels weirdly wrong, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because of like the thickness of these areas are not right. Okay, let's see. We probably should add like an extra bit of like width over here. How you doing, by the way, Game Craze? Hope your day's been doing pretty nice so far, mate. How you doing, by the way, Razor Misfit as well? Hope your day's been doing alright. How come so many more people are joining back into the streams as of recently? I'm saying that because, like, usually this part of the stream, usually the entire chat gets completely and utterly dead, so I'm kind of, like, surprised. So it's summer in Australia. Yep, and here in New Zealand as well, and South America and Africa right now. So currently we're all kind of boiling alive a little bit, depending on where we are right now. I mean, my room is trying to boil me alive, so that's what's happening. Anyway, I was playing some Beat Saber. Nice. Hopefully that was pretty fun. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna make a symbol diagonal over here because I can't really think of like a better sort of structure for like the pathway here, I guess. It looks so freaking jank in some ways. I could probably put like a sort of road system over here, actually. Dun, 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 dun. I literally read New Zealand the bio, amazing. I mean, then again, I honestly don't really mind people mistaking me as like Australian or whatnot, because technically New Zealand and Australia have very similar cultures in some ways. And also we're pretty close to each other anyway. But then again, if people say that like one country is better, we'll definitely start a war of some kind, which is not ideal. What other messages have I missed here? They released a rock music pack. Open that saber and purchase the pack and play the level. And I have no idea what else to say about that. You apparently fainted. Rest in peace, Game Craze. Also, Paul with the good old stay hydrated. Always stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen, especially during summer or winter. Stay hydrated. Anyway, do you get too tired of it, like, working on this project? I mean, not really. I don't usually do this every single day or work on this every single day, which is good. So at least I don't have to, like, cause problems for my freaking mental health, I guess. But it is nice to take some breaks once in a while, or else you're just gonna overdo yourself all the time. I don't even know where this road is going to lead up, so I'm just gonna end it over here, so frick this. I'm only gonna lurk, sorry, that's no worries, mate. I mean, if any of you guys are just lurking and all that stuff, that's pretty much what I would expect from these types of streams. He's creating a map of Mars. This is not really Mars. I mean, this is a city, and the aesthetic feels like Mars, but it's not really Mars. Alright, am I missing anything? I have this entire freaking bloody body of land that I forgot to like build roads for. And these pieces of land that I forgot to build roads for, so we're far from being finished. But in terms of like covering most of these areas here, I mean, I think the infrastructure is pretty much set up and ready. Unless I missed a huge ass spot to work with. Maybe I can actually add like an additional road over here, because this seems a little bit too big. I mean, I'm working on a freaking, like a city. I'm working on a city build, so to each their own, I guess, Game Craze. Though, thanks to the nether, it does look like a city, like a Mars city sort of base. Mars or hell. I mean, why not both? Mars is somewhat of like a desert purgatory. Last time I was here, there was still some gas, and it's so cool to see how far it's come, indeed. Now we don't have to worry about gas that much, unless there's like a random spot that I forgot to like patch up with like glass and whatnot, but pretty much this area has been pretty much well gas proof, which is really, really good for working on a city. So I'm pretty happy with like all the progress that we've been making. So anyway, so we got a little bit of a road over here to work with. Yeah, these areas are fine. We'll probably have to be pretty imaginative to like fill in these spaces over here. But yeah, pretty much all these areas are pretty much good to go. Let's quickly add another like pathway over here to occupy the rest of these cliff faces over here. Alright, just a lot of like road building for like this stream, and maybe we can start working on the buildings next stream on on Monday. We got like another like variety gaming stream on Saturday tomorrow, so that's something to still look forward to. But on Monday, I believe we can start working on the actual buildings for this entire landmass area pretty soon. I'm considering adding like a road through here, because this seems kind of pretty open to like not really work with maybe, but we'll see though, we'll see. Plot twist: Mars is hell. Oh my goodness. Again, Mars is pretty much like a very deserted wasteland of purgatory that could easily be noted as a planet of like basically hell of some kind. I mean, then again, true hell would probably be Venus, because you pretty much will be dead by the time you stand on top of it. Alright, anyway, let's keep going over here. The music fits pretty damn well for like the aesthetic of this entire bloody like place here. Actually, it fits surprisingly damn well. Like, listening to the Chaos Island, like, ambiance tracks, it fits pretty well for, like, the sort of, like, a theme of like, the nether in some ways. One day, our planet might become Mars Jr. Not really Mars Jr. But it could be possible that that like Earth might turn into Mars. That is, if it weren't for the fact that we're all are cooking ourselves alive, so that might not ever happen. Because Mars is cold, and here it's the complete opposite of cold. Here in New Zealand, that is. You sounded like a narrator while reading that. I mean, it depends on what narrator voice that I'm using. I'm gonna guess this is the 4th movement of the Acronis Islands. I really need to memorize all the movements, I swear to God, or else I'm just not gonna like easily identify them, I guess. 5th, frick me, okay. I mean, they're both similar, 4th and 5th. Okay, make a straight road through here, so at least we can split this area up a little bit. These areas are way too big in some ways, though, or this space over here is a bit too big. Actually, it would probably be more wise if I built a road somewhere probably around through here. Considering how much space I already have to, like, occupy, it might be better to, like, have it start, like, a road over here in this direction. Also, by the way, if you guys are new, by the way, I highly recommend you join the Very Wacky Discord server. The link has always been shared in the chat, thanks to Defective_Box. That way you get notified immediately of when the next stream goes live. What we're basically doing is a temporary doom. Okay. For, like, the planet or something like that? I don't really know. I mean, then again, the Earth's atmosphere is much more different compared to, like, Mars or any other planets, really. Because so far we're able to keep, like a lot of, like, what's the word? Like, a lot of insulating gases into, like, our atmosphere, and also we can breathe because it's full of, like, nitrogen and oxygen and all that stuff. And yeah, we're able to live a little bit more better in this planet. And I think that's also the reason why, like, a lot of, like, the Earth's sort of, like, heat is easy to, like, keep in a little bit, or something like that. So at least it doesn't feel like we're dying all the time, I guess. Alright, anyway. I don't know if I'm missing anything around through here. Let me see if we could try, like, build, like, a staircase area around through here. So we can take this as, like, another way to enter up and down these terraces. Hello. What's a counter in the corner? Which corner? Like this counter over here or the counter over here? There's like multiple counters that you can take a look at, and all of them show like different stats. The placed and mine counter. So it's called in-game stats. It's it's a fabric mod that I found on like CurseForge. You can do ! mods to get like the download link to that specific mod. It's a pretty nice, useful mod, by the way. Really love the cyber feel of this track. Alright. A little bit of like a tilted area staircase, I guess. At least we don't need to work on a building over here, because this area is going to be a nightmare to work with. So freaking hot, even with the fan. The bloody temperature of this room does not play whatsoever friendly to this stupid bloody, like, room, I guess. The room sucks. It's so insulated way too well. I have windows open, like, everywhere. The only thing that isn't open is my door, because I don't want my parents or my siblings to hear me talk all the time like an idiot. But yeah, it's so... I'm actually beginning to sweat, which is not great, and should not be normal while streaming and stuff like that, unless you're working on something intensive, but we're not working on something intensive, which is even worse, I think. God, I hate freaking summer, like, temperatures in this stupid room. Alright. Gonna probably, like, do some more, like, areas over here that we still need to fix up. Also, 𝗦cije_𝗶𝗹, if that's how to pronounce your name. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice, though. Beginning lucky? What do you mean beginning lucky, Gaming Craze? But yeah, hope your day's been doing pretty nice though, 𝗟𝗍𝗀. Welcome to the Fox Army. But anyway, it's only the beginning of summer, which you think is going to be a good thing, but it's going to be bloody annoying. What do you mean lucky when it comes to like beginning to sweat? It's freaking hot here. Morning from Riverina, if that's how to pronounce the name, from New South Wales. Big Pog. Riverina? Some Australian like places I don't know if I can fully memorize or know how to pronounce correctly. Unless my brain is being stupid. Riverina. Yeah, Riverina. Which hopefully makes sense. But yeah, hope your day's been doing pretty nice. And hopefully you're doing pretty well in New South Wales. Let's just keep going around through here. Blah, blah, blah. Still need to fix up all these areas because I keep having leaves all over the place. I don't know how long I'm going to keep streaming for. It might be a little bit of a shorter stream depending on how unbearably hot this room becomes. Because this room really wants to turn into an oven and I hate it. Okay, let's see. We're probably just going to like work on like getting all the roads for these cliff faces over here and call it for today. Just to avoid me getting like a heat stroke or something like that. But yeah, it's just going to be slightly more and more uncomfortable the more I keep streaming if this stupid heat keeps going on. But we'll see. Depends on how long this entire task is going to take. Would you rather quit your job or fire yourself from your job? Like, what is this in context in terms of, like, me and, or whatever? I don't know. I mean, there's, like, a lot of, like, nuance that I don't really know, so if I have to, like, choose between those two, I would probably be best, like, quitting a job. Because at least, like, employers that might be able to get hired later on in the future would mean that, would know that I just resigned by my own accord instead of, like, being fired for, like, whatever due diligence, I guess. I was waiting for you to say that's the exact same thing. Either quit your job or fire yourself from your job. Can you fire yourself? That's the question. The thing about, like, firing yourself is that, like, it requires, like, some sort of action by, like, either a supervisor or anyone who's in charge of, like your, like, position of, like, the business or whatnot. And then you have to, like, decide whether this person should be let go for whatever good reason. Because if you fire for no good reason, you can easily get sued and whatnot. So that's what quitting... No. I think there's a very distinct difference between quitting or resigning your position in a job or whatever like that and being fired. Because I know for a fact, if you quit and resign, that's a totally different process than being fired. And there's more legality problems when it comes to, like, being fired for any number of reasons compared to, like, just resigning on your own accord. You overthink this stuff? No, this is literally, like a thing that I have to worry about when it comes to, like, taking a job, you know? And also, like, business-related stuff as well. I'm a business nerd. So, of course, I need to be aware about this stuff as well. Alright, anyway. Let's see. Am I missing anything around through the edges over here? I swear I saw, like, some more extra leaves, but I think I got pretty much everything around through here. Oh, no, I missed this area. Think that I'm overthinking stuff doesn't really shows how people are going to be slightly more and more, like, surprised about what things are going to happen in the future, I guess, in their own lives, and be like, wow, I did not know about that. I thought it was like this. Oh dear. If I was overthinking this, I would be questioning myself all the time. Alright, anyway, let's go over here, grabbing some more. No, I need to get some more. I don't even have any white glass. Are you kidding me? Did we manage to, like, eat up all the white glass from, like, the restock I had last stream? Okay. That is pretty yikes. Alright, restocking on our white glass supplies, I guess. We'll see how that would go. You're spawn-proofing the nether, I take it? I mean, pretty much it's already been spawn-proofed. The thing that we're working on, though, is, like, a city of some kind. So, ideally, we want to keep the, like, the spawn-proofing material where it is right now. But we are beginning to plan out what buildings or the shape of some buildings are going to be in some parts of the city. Alright. That seems extremely nauseating, I would say, gaming craze or game craze. Like, I could see the reason why they want to add that or use it as a mod, but yeah, that's just gonna be very nauseating or very, like, whack for your head. I would always prefer, like, having being in first person than choosing to be, like, wanting to use, like, different perspectives and whatnot, because I don't know if, like, automatically changing to third person will be a better thing or not. Let me just quickly dump all the leftover leaves I have. Nom 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 nom. Alright, so let's see. Do I have any white? Yeah, got some white dye still left. Perfect. Dun, 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 dun. I'm out of white dye. How the frick are we able to, like, get through so much, like, bloody bones that quickly? Jesus. Okay, we might need to do another restock mission back to the overworld, I guess. Okay, that's lovely. And I'm also kind of concerned about our reserve glass supply. It's also beginning to drop, which is definitely great. I'm probably just going to use up all the leftover glass that's left over here, because we're pretty much almost done with, like, all the roads, hopefully. There are still a few areas that we might need to build some more roads for, but pretty much, like, we're pretty much covered, I guess, in most of the areas around through here. But yeah, that low supply of glass and also dye is also pretty concerning. Do you have a mod for better sounds when you move things to and from your inventory? It really sounds, like, satisfying. There is a mod list. If you do !mods, I'm gonna delete this message because that's whack. If you do !mods in the chat, you can take a look at all the mods that use this hardcore world and all that stuff, or whatever client I'm using, and you can see which is the ones that allow you to have, like, different sounds or something like that. I forgot what the mod was called. I think it was called something sounds or something like that. I forgot what it was called, but it should be there. It should be there in the mods list somewhere. Okay, which area was I working on again? Because pretty much we're done over here. Ah, yes, we're working around through here, I believe. Just about to wrap things or about to complete things around through here, I believe. So which areas did I start off with? So we got all those areas covered in. Do I have a good start for where this part of, like, the terrace should begin? I don't think there would be an easier start for this entire terrace area, so that's gonna be a little bit concerning. Okay, I'm gonna probably lower down this pathway a little bit, so we have a bit of a staircase down to the lower terrace over here. Will you be building on top of the glass, or replacing it to build the buildings? I would say both, and another point is that I'm not going to replace some of the glass in some ways, because we have to integrate some glass into, like, the building designs, especially the flooring, because if you use, like, any other blocks that are not half slabs and whatnot, you're just going to have mobs spawning all over the place, because welcome to the nether and all that stuff. So we're going to probably do both of that sort of, like, arrangements, plus, like, replacing some of the glass to be a better color in terms of, like, what the building should be reflecting on in some ways, but that's pretty much the ideas I have right now. Okay, we're gonna have to add some glass over here. Break this again. Is this even gonna work? I don't even know if this would look nice or not. But hey, at least we have, like, some sort of, like, flat area to work with. What the frick are you doing? Are you okay? Why are you acting, like, a bit weird all of a sudden over there? Anyway, we'll definitely need to fill in the gaps over here to make things a little bit more neater to work with. So let's hope that we have enough netherrack for us to work with. Just when I thought I was done with the terraforming stuff for this entire bloody city. Let me just get some more spare netherrack just to fill things in. Frick my throat. Why do you have to be so dry? Yes, I have 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶 with me. I don't usually use 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶 that much unless I'm like building like actual stuff though, or doing some actual stuff around through here. But usually I do use 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶 because it's a pretty nice mod. But only for certain purposes though. I don't there's a lot of cheaty features that you can use with 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶, so ideally I want to use the stuff that's only like essential for me. Anything beyond that can be pretty whack. Okay, let's try for like something that's not an Ares soundtrack, please. More Coronis Island, fourth movement stuff, Chaos Island again. More Ares Island stuff, more Ares Island stuff. Stop giving me more Ares Island, please. Is there any tracks I've not listened to in a while, please? There we go, first movement from Coronis Island, there we go. That's nice. Really like I just really want some chill vibes now. While struggling to like speak properly because I have a dry throat. Thank you, freaking summer weather. Okay. We'll have probably some sort of pathway that leads from like probably this corner over here, and have that routed all the way over there, and then we'll have like a bit of like an overhanging like pathway around through the sides of that cliff face. I guess that would work pretty well. This is a really nice somber music. Oh my gosh. Hang on, let me just quickly grab a call real quick. Great. Why does some people have to like call me at this time, please? Alright, I'm back. So far my dad is asking if I want to like buy something from like Starbucks and whatnot, because it's, again, stupidly hot. And some frappuccinos would be nice. Or fraps would be nice. God, I really need to like find a way to like make my own sort of frappuccinos eventually. So that's lovely. At least I'm able to cool down a small bit for like after this stream, I guess, so that's pretty nice. Throw that away, throw that away. Gonna need some more netherrack just to terraform some extra stuff real quick. Even my nose is beginning to sweat. What the frick is wrong with my nose? Bruh. I love the freaking hot weather today. Anyway, I love your just not completed sentence. Alright, we'll just have to guess whatever like Game Craze loves, apparently. Hopefully it's nothing too whack. Okay, how the bloody hell do I route a road through here? It would have to be like somewhere around like this, so it had to be a diagonal like this. And it's just gonna have to be like directly next to the edge of this like cliff face here. It's a really nice somber sort of ambiance track. It's really nice though, I really like this track. Alright. Go and open up these areas a little bit. This would just only be two blocks wide because we're now working next to some terraces. So we don't need to follow the main roads or rules here, or road layouts here. Would this work pretty well? Or would that look a bit too messy? Actually, it might work pretty alright as like a mini sort of road towards like parts over here maybe, but who knows? I don't know how jank this is going to be. And there we go. Go around the edges over here. Oh my god. Oh, he's dead. At least we don't need to deal with that. I have no idea. I don't really know why I do it sometimes. Piglins love to drop down like that. Alright, time to build some, like, overhanging platforms here. I would have loved to have, like, buildings, like, somewhat, like, on the edge of these, like, cliff faces here, but I think it actually might work pretty well to have, like, pathways instead be around the edge. And maybe some overlapping sort of, like, balconies that go over the pathway and might be also somewhat appropriate. Because at least people would have, like, a nice sort of, like, a viewpoint outside of, like, the city in some ways, maybe. Who knows? Maybe there might be a better reason why they have pathways like this. I believe this is the second movement of Chaos Island. Oh god. Always memorize this melody quite a lot. Still getting through this pathway. God, it's such a weird shape in the curves. That might sound a bit whack out of context, but I'm just talking about pathways. Okay, keep working around here. See if this would all look pretty fine. I'm actually kind of amazed that I was able to like form these like sort of rounded cliff faces around through here in the edge of this place over here. Because most of these areas, most of the cliff faces that I've ever worked on was extremely rough to deal with, but since I built these all by hand, all these are pretty much artificial like terraces or whatnot. It's way better in some ways. It's very remarkable. Okay. Then we'll have like a bit of a staircase sort of system maybe over here. Dun dun dun. Okay, that's a lost cause. Rest in peace, glass. How the frick are some of the glass blocks missing? I've been noticing a lot of glass blocks just suddenly disappear. I swear to God, Enderman are already stealing my glass blocks. That's definitely going to be a huge issue to deal with. But maybe I just misplaced them or forgot to place them down and I'm just a freaking idiot. But yeah, beginning to notice a lot of like missing glass blocks in some ways. Which is very bizarre. Hello, baby piglin. I tried to build it in like an artificial park one time. I ended up being a 400 by 400 like circle. Long story short, I never finished it before we started in a new realm. I'm playing on Bedrock. I mean, a 400 by 400 like sort of park circle is pretty interesting. Probably ambitious though, because that is a pretty big circle. But still, that's pretty cool though. But then again, big projects do take a lot of time and also a lot of like your sanity in some ways. Oh well, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Alright, these diagonals are a little bit of a pain in the arse to get right. Also, incoming ad break in like a minute or so, so just a little bit of a warning to those who are not yet subscribed. Or not part of the Fox Squad, to be more specific. I feel like these are way too girthy for some reason. but they're roughly around the same shape, so I don't know why I don't like them. Alright, how do I have any access to this part of this cliff face here? Probably would just have like a sort of like gentle staircase here maybe, because this is going to be like a guard tower of some kind, I remember. Dun 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 dun. Alright. Let's see if this would look pretty good or not. Yeah, this seems a little bit like rough in some edges, but we'll see. Break coming up soon, which I don't even know if it's even going to play or not, because it's still standing by. Alright. Yeah, I think that's a pretty, like, I mean, it's not a really gentle, like, staircase upwards, because it's actually a pretty, like, huge staircase upwards. But I guess it kind of makes sense for the shape of this part of the cliff face, and considering that we're working on, like, some sort of guard tower of some kind over here, it might work pretty well over here, I guess. Also, one of my lanyards fell down. Oh god, let me just fix that. This ad break is not playing, for heaven's sakes. Okay, there's the ad break now. I'm one of those people who don't build a main ads for a long time. Sorry? I'm one of those people who don't build main ads for one time. Anyway, incoming ad break. I have no idea what you mean by, like, main ads? Alright, anyway. Let's see here. Main base for a long time. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I mean, for me, I usually make a bit of, like, a main base, but I never really also, like, have, like, a sort of, like, base that I always just call as my home all the time. Of course, that basically means that everyone can call me homeless in some ways, but at the same time, I don't usually settle too much on some things, which I guess is good or bad in some ways. Alright, we got those starting like pathways done, so how in the bloody frick does one get up to this terrace? Oh god, this is gonna be a weird ass mess, I feel like. Maybe we can build like a staircase inside the cliff face itself. Considering that we have like a pathway through here, it would probably make sense to have a pathway that kind of goes through the cliff face and up towards through here? Would that work very well? I mean, I don't know if it's going to work very well. It might be terrible, but who knows? It might be pretty interesting to look at. Alright, so let's see if we can try and like fit something around through here. I'll need to figure out first of all how deep this entire like cave system, or not cave system, cliff face is going to be though. And how we're going to structure things. Man, I haven't even tried to build anything grand in Minecraft in years. Nowadays, I just make bases inside mountains, and I just listen to my instincts as a dwarf. Honestly, that's a pretty fair route to play in, honestly. Okay, so we'll need to build like a pathway heading in this direction here. Hopefully this will be interesting to deal with. Thank you very much, Wolf King, for your input in life. Which is not really solicited, I guess, or unsolicited, I guess. Alright. Fit everything through here. Oh my god, everything in my body is starting to sweat. This room is really wanting to heat up. Animals leaders. No, I actually never managed to hear those, hear them before. Might be interesting to take a look at. Alright. God, what type of staircase is this going to turn into? I'll be curious to know what I'm gonna try and, like, get out of this area here. Maybe we can have this go up in this direction a little bit. Alright, I need to get some coordinates real quick so I know what the frick is the area that we need to mine ourselves towards, or else I'm gonna keep like having problems. So x 1018, y 70, and negative 784. Okay, we have a long way to go. So that's a lot of things we need to go through, I guess. We might need to build a spiral staircase, actually, because there is... We're pretty far away from, like, in terms of the x-axis, so we need to, like, go up in this direction a little bit. Can mobs not spawn on glass? Yep. That is the point of, like, spawn-proofing stuff of glass. And it actually, and it looks much more nicer than, like, half slabs all over the place, so that's why I'm using only glass for, like, spawn-proofing. Which is useful for, like, you know, a city build that doesn't need to be completely and utterly ugly. Okay, once we're on Y level 5, what was the coordinates again? -184. We need to head in this direction soon. So let's go on this level here, then head in this direction. Or not. Let's not head in this direction. I guess we can head over here. God, this is such a nauseating freaking spiral staircase. This is gonna be probably not a great staircase after a while, but we'll see where we can go from here. Alright, so what's the coordinates again? 184, so we have to head in this direction. Then we need to turn left after a while. That's gonna be lovely for us. Wish I knew that before the mobs thing. Oh well, at least you know a little bit more, I guess. Okay, we actually reached this part of, like, this area over here. I was, like, planning to turn this into, like, a road of some kind, but since we're already here, I might as well... Or, sorry, not road. I want to turn this into, like, a part of a building of some kind, but since we're already here, I guess this fits a little bit better. Having, like, the entranceway of, like, the sort of, like, cliff face here to be just starting from over here, I guess. It actually fits pretty well, and there probably would not be enough space for us to fit a building here. So yeah, this honestly is a good way to, like, get through here, I guess. That's what's actually not what I was intending, but hey, I might as well work with this then. Better than nothing. Alright. That's pretty good then. Let's make sure we don't bang our heads every single time we go up and down through here. It's a bit of a weird staircase, but hey, at least it works. Gets from, like, the bottom terrace up towards over here, even though it's a little bit janky and somewhat sketch, but at the same time it works. So that's a pretty nice looking staircase, or sort of formed staircase here. Could have been way worse than that. Alright, there we go. Add some more glass blocks over here. It's so freaking warm. It's only 27.5 degrees Celsius in this room. So not yet reaching 28, which is good, but still. Pretty yikes. More Ares Island tracks, I swear to God. I guess I'll just have to be listening to these tracks for quite some time. Do ! Project or ! Building, Wolf King. Here, one of those commands would, like, answer your questions, or just read the title and see there's commands in the chat, or not the chat, the title that tells you a little bit more about what we're, probably, like, what commands you can use, I guess. No one, okay, I talked to, like, a Twitch partner about this, but no one, like, I think it's pretty universal to, like, say that, like, a lot of, like, viewers or chatters just don't read the chat that much, or not the chat, but, like, the title of the stream that much for commands that they can use. And so far, I've always, like, highlighted the commands that are, like, not only the most used, but the most useful for people to know about what we're working on. And yet no one really, like, uses them, or, like, knows that they exist, and always keep asking us about, like, what you're doing and all that stuff. I'm not offended, I'm not, like, shaming anyone about that. I'm just a very interesting insight that, like, sometimes adding chat, like, commands to, like, the, title of, like, streams don't usually get people to use them that much, which is very whack. Then again, we did see some people use commands before, like, chatting about other things anyway in the chat, so maybe it can just vary between person to person, maybe. Alright, so we got this area sorted out. How do I read the full title? It cuts off eventually. I don't know if that's a thing in mobile, or actually an issue on mobile, because I know for a fact on desktop it doesn't cut out. But I guess in mobile it gets cut out for whatever reason. That is very bizarre. But yeah, I mean, if you can try and like horizontally scroll on the title, maybe it can show up a little bit. But yeah, I did not know that it might cut off in some like mobile devices. That's super bizarre. But yeah, then again, I don't usually have that problem on mobile either, so that seems very whack. Thank you very much, Twitch, for your optimizations when it comes to spaces on mobile. Alright, let's go and finish off some roads around the lower terrace here. And then we're probably going to call it for today, I guess, because I don't want to die to this heat. I'm probably going to get, like, some rest after the stream. Because ideally, I don't want to perish. Yeah, it worked horizontal. Yeah, you have to horizontally scroll a little bit over there. Chill hardcore stream 720 project building Discord Minecraft. That's all. That's the title that I can see. So not the exclamation marks right next to project building in Discord. How the frick would that not show up? Why would exclamation mark like punctuation not show up on the title? Alright, anyway, let's go and fix this area a little bit. I don't have any more glass left. Alright, come on, Hoglins. I need some more food. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, let's quickly grab some more. Gotta slowly run out of white glass after a while, though. That's gonna be great. Alright, finish off this area here. It does for me, apparently it says seconds, so very interesting then. Alright, looking pretty good. Just still need to fix up the stupid road. I feel like this is a very big space for like a couple of buildings and whatnot. I should probably build like another road directly through here just to split things off a little bit better. Though I don't know how well that's gonna look. What the frick is Wolf King trying to say in the chat? Alright, anyway, I have no idea. Gotta love Twitch chatters in a nutshell. Alright, let's keep going around here. Oh god, this stupid freaking weather, I hate it so much. Ah! Okay, let's fix this area again. Loo. Alright. Yeah, we need to make sure these are like the same width as always. Holy freaking. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely end the stream soon. Okay. Let's go over here. Wolf King says, yo. I got this random emote. Nice. You got the 07 emote. Good job for you, Wolf King. Alright, that seems somewhat well positioned. This is a pretty big space to fill in for one building, but you know what, I don't really care that much. So pretty much I believe all the roads, or most of the roads, I feel like we might need to add some extra like secondary roads through here just to occupy a little bit of extra space here. Most of the majority of the roads are already in place, so I think we're pretty much ready to do some more building layouts again for starting next hardcore stream on Monday. So far things are looking pretty good. Doesn't seem to be completely and utterly whack. And in case there is some like terraforming wackiness, at least we can probably like do some like quick edits around through here maybe. But overall I think we're pretty much like well, almost done with all the road layouts over here. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly end stream and get some rest before I boil myself alive in this room. It's slowly getting up to 28 degrees Celsius. But anyway, if you guys enjoy these very wacky streams, I highly recommend you join the Very Wacky Discord server, so that way you get notified of more of these streams immediately in the future. And I hope you guys have a good... God, I can't even say the outro anymore. I hope you have a good evening, good morning, and a good afternoon. And hopefully you can see you guys again pretty soon. And hopefully you don't boil alive or freeze to death or something, because I need rest. This room is trying to kill me, and I also need to get some, rest, as always. So anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday for more of these hardcore streams, and also to the VOD channel viewers, I guess, you can take a look at the description for more social stuff if you want to stare at me and listen to me, I guess. Anyway,